Hi everyone, you're watching Feeding Right, and I am Simran Arora. Today's topic is about food, health, and nutrition for expecting mothers. And we have a very special guest on board. She's one of the reputed gynecologists of our country, Dr. Dripti Dedia, who's been working in this field for the last 20 years. So, Dr. Dripti Dedia, thank you so much for your time. And these are the questions that we have. Dr. Dripti is another interesting theory that by having certain foods, we can ensure that if one of the parents has allergies, they don't pass on to the baby. Are these theories to be believed? And if yes, which are those products which we should definitely keep in mind?
So medically, there is nothing today that is 100% proven that says that if you avoid this food, the allergies are less. Usually, the mother and the father have a set of allergies. Supposing, so the child can inherit one of them. Okay, so it is possible. It's not a necessity. So to avoid that, eat natural food. You must have heard stories about that Brazilian nut being taken, which says that if you take that nut, the chances of allergy. But these are all theories. Baby is in an environment in the mother's womb where it is protected by a lovely substance called placenta. Placenta doesn't allow a lot of things from the mother to pass to the babies.
So, Dr. Dripti, this is one of the most classic questions a lot of mothers would want to know. Mothers, mother-in-laws, or relatives generally say that, घियो खाओ बेटा, ताकत बढ़ेगी, आपको मोटापे की जरूरत है, बच्चा भी गोल मटोल होना चाहिए. Is there any correlation between having certain foods like ghee or laddus to having a healthier baby?
A lot of them believe that if you eat more fat, you get a fat baby. That's not true. We have women who put on 25 kilos in 9 months or 30 kilos in 9 months and have a 2.5 kg baby, and we have women who gain only about 9 kilos and have a 3 kg baby. So how much you eat does not always go to the baby. It goes to you and the baby. So it's not only that you have to eat more, you just eat the normal food. But if your normal food is good, taking good amount of proteins, carbohydrates, you don't have to do anything extra to produce a superhuman baby. Okay, there's nothing you can do but giving an environment where you give enough nutrition to the baby and you take enough rest is more important. We see a lot of women who are told to eat a lot of food because when you eat a lot of food, you get a lot of milk and your baby will be healthier or fatter as they want. Even in lactation, you have to be sure that you're eating well. Your food is balanced. There are women who've lost those 6 kilos in the first 1 month and then they gain about 10 or 15 kilos in the next 3 months because of the overeating. So overeating never helps anybody. Your weight will increase and reduce depending upon your metabolism. Pregnancy does not change your metabolism completely. It changes it a little bit, but it does not change it completely. So you have to be careful. You have to know yourself and correct your flaws and then maintain normalcy. What I feel is your mom, your mother-in-law is a huge support. There's nobody else who loves the baby more than you do, but the grandparents always love them more. So you want them around, you want to be around them. So how you deal with them also is very, very important. You cannot just tell them that I'm not going to do anything you say. So when they are giving you extra ghee, you take a little bit of it. You see to it that you have discussed in front of the doctor, in front of them, that it is not good for me because I have issues with my weight. So this is how much is allowed for me, and follow that so that everybody is on the same page and the environment is a little comfortable.
Dr. Dripti, a lot of women are concerned about not gaining weight. I remember my mom also asking you that, my daughter's not gaining weight. In fact, the maximum weight that I gained during my pregnancy was 7 kilos. And you said it was totally fine. So, what is this normal range of weight gain for an expecting mother? And what happens immediately after giving birth?
For a normal person who has no medical problems in pregnancy and is healthy and fit, she should be very careful. She should not overeat and gain a lot of weight, or she should not be worried, oh God, I'm gaining weight, and eat less. You have to eat small meals 6 or 7 times a day, and they have to be disease free. You cannot end up having a gastroenteritis by taking unhealthy food from the roads, or fruits or vegetables that are not cleaned. So you have to be very careful about how the food is cooked, where it is cooked, and that you eat it frequently a few times a day. So then the weight gain in pregnancy will be somewhere between 9 to say 14 kilos. Post delivery, you lose about 6-7 kilos in the first 3 months, and in the next 1 year, because you're lactating and you lose some amount of calories, you lose some more weight.
Okay, this is an interesting question now, especially for mothers and mother-in-laws. Are there 5 particular products that you would prescribe or that you would recommend all expecting mothers to have? For example, coconut water, avocados.
So the problem with just naming 5 things, people will follow them as anthem. So if I tell that coconut water is very good, or bananas are very good, but there are other vegetables also or other fruits also which you can have. So green leafy vegetables everybody should have because it's a good source of B12 as well as iron. Everybody should have fruits because there are a lot of other vitamins that are there in the fruits which are easily digestible and help in even increasing the fiber and content of the stomach so that constipation is lesser. So there are so many other things that you can take to maintain. So your basic should be a healthy lifestyle. So fruits, green leafy vegetables, good proteins. So your protein source can be from a vegetarian area or it can be from a non-vegetarian source. So people eating chicken, egg white in non-vegetarian sources, good. Now taking a lot of fish has its own set of problems. There are a lot of studies about increased levels of mercury in the fish which can cause problems in pregnancy. But people who I know eat fish once a week, that is once a week or twice a week, that is not a problem. People who are fish eaters who eat fish for lunch and dinner, there can be a problem. Otherwise, eating fish, chicken, egg white, very good sources of protein. Red meat you would want to limit. Vegetarian sources of protein is milk products, so that it will be curds, chas, paneer, sprouts, dal, all the legumes. Even if we go to grains which give carbohydrates, ragi has some amount of protein. So ragi, nachni, rajgira, that also has a little higher amount of protein. You can have a ragi roti or you can have a rajgira roti. So there are these little tricks you can play with your food which can help you increase your protein content.
So doctor, in your opinion, what is a complete no-no for a pregnant woman?
So smoking, alcohol and the hard drugs. These are something that can pass through and can cause a lot of problems to the babies.
Dr. Dripti, are there any diets or foods that you would recommend to mothers who have certain specific medical conditions?
Foods also change with the kind of problem you have. So there are people with special needs. So there we will have special kinds of food given to them. Like if somebody has something called as PIH, that is pregnancy-induced hypertension, the salt intake becomes negligible. Okay, the bed rest comes into the picture. In a diabetic, the amount of carbs she takes and the amount of sugar she takes becomes very, very important for us. So these are special needs patients. We have patients with very, very bad placentas, fibrous placentas, small placentas, where the amount of protein we have to give increases. We even have to give them IV protein or only protein powders.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dripti, for your advice. The viewers will definitely find this information useful. And to all you beautiful expecting mothers out there, there is a special message from Dr. Dripti.
Reading in pregnancy about pregnancy and reading, trimester wise or what is happening, when is the hair developing, what should be eaten, is something that is happening in everybody today. Everybody reads about it and wants all the information, which I think is a very, very good thing. But there's not a lot to read about what to do in pregnancy as compared to what you should read about how to take care of the child when the child is born. How often does the child require milk? How often does the child pee or pass stools? What is considered as normal, not normal? How to take the temperature in a child? When to go to the pediatrician? These are the things you have to think about. Because post-delivery, you do not have time to read. So that's it. You have to be in touch with your doctor, ask all your questions, and don't follow all the myths.
Please take care of yourself and make sure you get enough rest. Well, if you have any questions for Dr. Dripti, please feel free to write back to us at helpfeedingright@gmail.com, or you can even write back to us on our handles on Facebook or Instagram @helpfeedingright. You don't want to guess what time in the night it is, but since I am burning the midnight oil for you, I would request you to subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much and hope to see you in the next video.